So we are looking tired today, but it doesn't matter because we're not leaving the house. Today I'm putting the boards that I have redone for Ghost Stories 2 onto my laptop. I'm going to redo them in TVPaint. I know I already did them on stream, but it was such a long break that I had to look back and they weren't quite what I wanted anymore, so I've redone the boards just as like little thumbnail sketches in my sketchbook. So here are the boards. Obviously you can see they aren't very detailed. These ones I've crossed out because they weren't working or it's not quite what I wanted. And I go through all these little iterations. Obviously this one's been redone and that one's been redone and that one was scribbled out. But yeah, so they're not the neatest, obviously, since it's just me working on the storyboards and like the whole of the story time. I don't need to be too detailed with this because I know what I want. So that's page 1 and this is page 2. So some of the stuff hasn't actually changed from the live stream which we did it in, but some of it has, and I really hope that once it's done you will like it. So let's get started on the actual boards in Animatic. So today's been a really busy one. I've done some recording for some voice acting thing, which was actually really fun. Really enjoyed that. I'm just going to edit what I have and then send it off for approval, and then I'm going to get cracking on editing a sketchbook video because I want that up next week, whether I have a sponsored video to go up or not. Once that's done, I'm going to get started on the backgrounds for Ghost Stories Part 2. There are 40 shots in Ghost Stories Part 2 and there are 20 individual backgrounds. The rest, some of them repeat in the rest of the story time. Bits where I'm talking to the camera, they will have the same background, but obviously other bits can be repeated. You'll see when it goes up, but I'm just recording this little process bit at the minute because I think it might be quite interesting. But I said I was going to have it out by the end of June. I hope I'm still going to have it out by the end of June. I've got a lot of like family stuff. It's usually the summer that everything happens, and I'm going away in the first-ish week of July, so I want to get that done as well. But yeah, I'm really hoping to get cracking on Ghost Stories Part 2, so I'm going to film some stuff and show you some stuff about what I'm doing and whatever, and just hopefully have this video out maybe even before I finish Ghost Stories Part 2, so you've got something to look at. But yeah, really enjoying it. I really hope you're gonna like it because, you know, I quite like it actually. I redid the boards and the animatic, so now it's all ready to go. But usually what I do before I actually start animating is I get the backgrounds done, and that just means that it's easier for me to figure out where the character can interact with the background and proportions and things like that. But first I'm going to go downstairs because my family have made cinnamon rolls. I'm gonna have one or two and then I'm gonna get back to this. So see you in a bit. So it's 4 o'clock now and I've just finished the last of the backgrounds. It was the most detailed one and it took me the longest time. I did most of it yesterday, but there were just a few things that I needed to finish off. So what I've done after that, I've separated the animatic into little shots or clips in TVPaint. So this is what it looks like when I haven't actually done anything other than separate the shots out. They're all red at the minute, and they will turn yellow when I've done the roughs and lining, and then green once they've been coloured. I still have to put all the backgrounds into each of these shots. I'm debating whether or not to use boiling line, because I just know that's going to add to the time that it takes to do. I'm going to judge it on shot by shot, so if it looks nice on one, I might do it like that, but if it doesn't and it's taken too long, I'll just leave it. But other than that, I'm good to go. It took so long just to get to this point, but we're here now. I'm gonna go. So oh my god, turn off. It's not letting me turn off. So I have the most horrendous cold, but I just want to do like a little update and show you that all the yellow ones are the ones that have been roughed. All the backgrounds are now in. There's a couple that I just need to do camera moves for, like this one, which is the fighting one, that needs to have some adjustment because there's going to be a move in the background and in the shot, so it's a little bit more complex, but everything else is well on its way to being finished. So my cold is still here. Here's hoping that you can actually understand anything that I'm saying. So it's been a couple of days since I did the last little update thing on here, but as you can see, there are lots more yellow. I've changed these sections here to a light blue, and that's just so I know where the sections where my character talks to you guys are, because that process is slightly different to the rest of the animation. Now these sections are then turned like a purpley colour, and that just means that the poses have been roughed out like this. I want to get the rest of these blue ones turned purple, and then I'm going to collect every different pose and then turn those into lined and coloured versions so I can then paste them in, along with some mouth shapes for the lip sync. So this is what TVPaint now looks like, all the shots. So obviously quite a few green, some orange, and not many yellows left. So I'm really quite proud of that. I just need to get going on it, and I'll check back in a bit. So yesterday I got back home from my week away visiting friends, and I did take all my work with me, so it was kind of like a working holiday. Had a great time just going to the cinema, seeing friends, going out for dinner, and we did an escape room, which we escaped with like 2 minutes left, which was really good. Really enjoyed that. I also watched and helped set up my friend's stream because she streams on Twitch. Her name's Titanium Rolo, and you should totally go follow and subscribe to her and whatever, because she's really, really funny. And if you like watching Apex Legends and Fortnite on Twitch, then she's great. So I got back last night at 9:30 and I went to bed quite early, and this morning I got up and I was like, right, I've had a nice week away and I'll do some work. And I made a list and I was going to be really productive. Just so I got everything ready, I put the TVPaint dongle, which is here. So this little thing, if I lose this, I have to buy a whole new license for TVPaint, which, as I'm no longer a student, is going to be around £1,100. Now, there's me being really, really careful with it all the time, and I managed to keep it safe all the while I was away in Newcastle. I get back home this morning, I get it out, I'm ready to plug it in, I knock it off my desk. I'm like, oh no, let me just go pick it up. I pull back from the desk and it's not underneath. I look around the room, it's not anywhere else. I pull everything out, look in drawers, not there. So this little thing had managed to go between my skirting board and the floor, and it didn't just like poke out a bit, it went underneath and then it went down and then it went down again, and it was suddenly between the floors of my room and the floor below, which is the kitchen. And so it was resting in there, and there's me panicking, thinking that I've lost it somewhere, because I'm like, oh, there's a wormhole in my room and TVPaint has disappeared and I'm gonna have to pay £1,100 to get it back. But luckily my dad is very good with DIY. We use a magnet at the end of a stick to try and get it, but we can't get it, because at this point we still don't even know if it's down there, but it's the most likely place that it's going to be. He gets out his electric saw thing and he cuts away a bit of the plasterboard, still can't get down there, and he has to cut away a bit of the floor, and now I'm going to show you the hole that's now in my floor that my dad's got to fix. So that's what my day's been like. So obviously everything is now completely messed up. My room was nice and tidy before this happened, but this is the hole in my floor, and this is where he had to cut the skirting board, because at first we thought it had just gone under there and we just needed to like reach, but turns out it had gone under here, and the floor is glued, so he had to cut all of this out, and I actually can't do that. Hang on. So this bit, and let's not put that back down there again. Can I even? And he had to cut this whole bit, and it was down in this recess, like a foot down, and he found it, which is literally, my dad is like the saviour of the universe. And when Ghost Stories 2 comes out, because I literally can't make it without the TVPaint dongle, and I've got all this other stuff on there that I need the TVPaint dongle to access, you should all leave a comment saying thanks to my dad, because otherwise Ghost Stories Part 2 wouldn't actually be coming out. So I'm gonna go get to work on that now, and I really hope you enjoyed this little update video thing that really took a turn. So yeah, look at it, it's on our lanyard now. Yes.